Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Grand Rising, my beautiful sister, Miss Kelly Jones.
Good morning, everybody.
Oops. There's some, I better, I'm hearing myself. That's a little weird. That was a little weird. Sounds good. Sound check, right? How are you doing on this fine day, my beautiful sister, Miss Kelly Jones? Thank you so much for joining me yesterday. So I apologize I couldn't see the comments so well to be able to communicate, and I had to be a little quiet so that we could get the information, and I didn't want to interfere with the sound effects. But I'm so grateful that you were there. I could see that you were there, and anybody else that came back and rewatched the replay yesterday morning. Good morning over in TikTok. Good morning, Grand Rising. Thank you guys for joining me. Yesterday was so fun. And we're going to talk more about that this morning. Give a few minutes for some people to get on. Please like and share, follow, help us get the word out. The more people, the more, the better, right? Help us to grow and expand. I want to start out this beautiful, amazing July the 30th with a shout out to my other Auntie Kelly Davis. Actually, I'm going to tag her in this really quick. Oh, I think I have to do it over here because today is her birthday. It's her birthday. And what is it? She brought me up. Oh, where's Kelly? Where's Auntie Kelly? Oh, shoot. It ain't popping up to get her to tag her. I don't know how to tag her. But Auntie Kelly, anyway, I'm doing the shout out for Auntie Kelly. Today is her birthday. She is my BFF, my absolute, my girl, my jam. I'm so excited. We get to go celebrate her birthday this year. We are going to have to wait just a little bit because we are going to a concert for her birthday. We get to go to Pat Benatar. I'm so excited. Yeah, we're both kind of the 80s jam girl. We're not dating ourselves here at all. But anyway, we get to go celebrate her birthday on September 1st. And so today, in honor of Miss Auntie Kelly's birthday, we call her Auntie Frothy, right? Our frothy coffee, because that's our jam. Her and I and our coffee. We love our coffee. And Auntie, you'll understand and appreciate that, right? In my Dr. Jolly's mug. If you know, you know. Just saying. That's all I need to say is if you know, you know. So we're having a happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Auntie. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so that was so cool. Thank you for taking me. Yes, you are very, very welcome. Actually, we're going to talk more about it because what an amazing experience yesterday, you guys. We had the opportunity to do a little field trip. We went out to Pacifica. Hello, Ocean. Welcome to see. Good to see you. Welcome to the crew. Welcome. Grab your brew, hang out. We're gonna chit chat for a little while. Our focus here on the Morning Brew, if you guys are new, thank you for being here. If you're new here, our focus is mind, body, and soul. We look at nourishing ourselves across the board. We take an hour out of our morning to focus on the art of self-care. And we focus on nourishing ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. And yesterday, you too, Miranda, thank you. Love and light to you. Yes. Mwah. Okay. So we focus on the art of self-care, mind, body, and soul. Yesterday, we got to go out on a field trip. My beautiful sister Karen in the house was there with us yesterday in person. That was so awesome. Hello, Karen. Pat Benatar, an amazing concert. Little lady, but what a powerhouse. I can't wait. Yeah, Pat Benatar is going to be fun. That's going to be such a fun concert. It's going to be really fun. So I won't get sidetracked again. Sorry, guys. Back to what we were saying. Yesterday, we had the opportunity to go to a very special place in Southern Oregon called Pacifica. It's in Williams, Oregon. Hold that up here, right? We did a little field trip out there. And I want to share with you guys just a couple of things about what we learned. And also, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the tithing and the opportunity that we really have to look at tithing, even though I know tithing is what we really focus on Mondays usually. And our life purpose is Thursday, but we switched it to today. We're going to kind of tie our life purpose and tithing in today when we chat about this a little bit, okay? But first off, I just want to point out, like I said, we went out to this amazing space and we were given a little education on the pollinators, not only just in our area, but how important they are for the earth. And I want to share with you guys some of this. So, pollinators, bees, birds, beetles, butterflies, and bats. Guys, I didn't even know that, right? Some bats, mostly the ones that are in Arizona, Texas, and New Mexico, the ones that will, they eat on the fruit, right? Fruit bats, makes sense. Are pollinators. These are all pollinators. So just bees, birds, beetles, butterflies, and the bats, okay? So all of our winged insects, all of those creatures, right? They're so important. Do us important service. As they visit flowers to feed on nectar or pollen, they carry pollen from plant to plant. This movement of pollen from a flower's male stamen to a female's stigma, or that of the next flower, fertilizes the plant and produces fruits and seeds. Somewhere between 75 and 95% of all flowering plants on the earth need help with pollination. 75 to 95% of the plants need this process in order to survive. They need pollinators. Pollinators provide pollination services to over 180 different plant species and more than 1,200 crops. That means that 1 out of every 3 bites of food that you eat is there because of pollinators. Without pollinators, we would miss out on many fruits, vegetables, and nuts, not to mention chocolate and coffee. No. And these plants provide half of the world's oils, fibers, and raw materials. They provide soil erosion and so many other functions. So much beyond just even the surface stuff, right? But pollinators are in trouble, guys. This is where it gets scary for me. When I heard this, and I feel like we really need to talk about this, right? That's why I'm talking about it. They're in trouble. For the past 25 years, many species of bees and other pollinators have experienced large drops in numbers, with 70 now listed in threatened or endangered. Among the causes of this, popular habitats are shrinking with fewer places to feed and breed. Modernization, we're bulldozing, right? We're bulldozing paradise and paving paradise with a parking lot. Okay. Important species and disease are impactful. Oh, imported species and diseases are impactful. And pesticides. And there's also a website on here where you can go on and look at all of these different pesticides. And I'm going to list that on our page just so you guys have that for your own further information. And then also climate change. Flowers are blooming earlier as temperatures are warming. Some insects feed only on specific plants. If these blooms die before the insects arrive, the insects go hungry and fewer plants get pollinated. So, what can we do to help, you guys? How to create a garden that's helpful for pollinators, right? We can help just by planting some simple little things. Or what I found out yesterday too is, a lot of this stuff that we look at as weeds is not weeds. These are things that are very helpful. We need to look at it and maybe leave some of these things, do some of these things. Hello, Miss Kelly Partridge. Good morning, my beautiful sister. How are you today? I have not had a chance to pack my peacocks yet, but I'm planning on doing it today. That is on my schedule. Yeah, you're on YouTube. Oh, I'm figuring out how to reach more platforms, and it's exciting because we're getting so many more people. We're expanding and growing. I love it. So thank you for sharing, liking, following, guys. Like, share, follow, help us spread this word. So here we go. This is how we can do it. Include plants for pollinators, especially those that are native in your area. So finding out what is native wherever you're at in your area. Native pollinators require pollen and nectar sources throughout the growing season and survive best on native plants. Choose a variety of colors and shapes in your landscape that will attract and satisfy a variety of pollinators, including milkweed for monarch butterflies. Choose plants that bloom at different times to provide nectar and pollen sources through the growing season. It is especially important to include plants that flower early in the season. Many native bees, such as bumblebees and some sweat bees, produce multiple generations each year. More forage available early in the season will lead to greater reproduction and more bees in the middle and end of the year. Early forage may also encourage bumblebee queens that are emerging from hibernation to start their nest nearby, or simply increase the success rate of a nearby nest. It is also important to include plants that flower late in the season to ensure that bumblebees are strong and enormous going into the winter hibernation. Plant in groups or clumps rather than single plants. Also should include at least one native bunch of grass. These grasses often provide forage resources for beneficial insects and for larva growth stages of native butterflies. Potential nesting sites for colonies of bumblebees and possible overwintering sites for beneficial insects, such as ground beetles. So there's another listing here for plants. This is all just in Oregon, though, for plants for pollinators in Oregon, but I will list that in case I know we got a lot of people in Oregon that are watching or close by, some of these, right? This is really cool, too. Making water available. This is something that we can all do for them, and I just think this is so precious because we all need water, right? Many insects drink by drawing liquid out of sand with their proboscis. Provide a clean water source by filling a shallow bowl with wet soil. Sprinkle with a bit of sea salt for minerals. Make sure that your vessel has rocks above the water to stand on and a shallow sides that insects can climb up. You may also offer any overripe fruit in your kitchen or a sponge soaked in nectar. A quarter cup salt dissolved in 1 cup of water. So something that they showed us yesterday, you guys, that was just the coolest. I'm like, yeah, was just a pie tin. You just get a pie tin, some sand in the bottom of it. She had a couple of seashells in there that were turned some upright so they could stand on, and then the others turned the other way to where literally there was just like, it was like a little pond, right? It's like a little habitat oasis for them, and they can come and get water. It's so important, and it's just a cute little thing that you could use to decorate your yards with as well, right? So making water available, providing habitats. Different species require many different habitats for nesting and shelter. Include different canopy layers in your landscape. Trees, shrubs, tall grasses, low growing plants. Leave dead snags and patches of falling branches, leaves, and bare ground. Many butterflies and other pollinators require specific kinds of plants in which to lay their eggs. And I have this list that I am going to do. I'll do some pictures and post them of actual plants and the insects that you can help to support with them. What kind of pollinator, it says right up here. So there's like a little list, what kind of pollinator you can help. This is for Oregon specifically, but I'm sure you could go on and look up in your area as well. This will help lots of us to know what to plant in our gardens, right? When we're working on our mind, body, and spirit, this is a great way, again, for us to tithe too, guys. Just FYI. We'll get into that in a minute. But so providing those habitats, helping out, and then limiting our pesticides. You guys, this is huge. This is so huge. Huge, 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 huge. Hello, Stephanie. Welcome. Thank you for being here, hon. Pesticides, you guys. I just got done. I'm just kind of putting together a PowerPoint for a class I'm teaching on Tuesday on essential oils. And in that PowerPoint, there's a study that came up, and it's a family in Switzerland that they did a little test run on like eating organic. It's all about going to organic. And they tested them, right? Good job, Stephanie. I'm so glad. Don't use those pesticides. I'm saying, you guys, please don't. Please. They tested this family and their levels. It was insane, the levels of pesticides that they had in their system when they started this. And they went on a 30-day little bout to see just eating organic, fresh fruits and vegetables, organic. They cleaned out their cupboards of all the processed junk, and they did a total flip. At the end of that 30 days, you guys, the levels were like gone, right? I mean, it's how quick we can clear our bodies. And when we see that toxic junk, it's just scary. It's so bad for us. And then now, right, that is the big part of what's happening to our insects. And we need these guys, right? And we're killing off the plants. We're using these pesticides and these things to kill off plants and weed killers and all this stuff, to the stuff that really is beneficial that we need. We need this stuff, you guys. We need it. We got to learn to work with it, not against it, right? So many pesticides are very harmful to bees and other pollinators. Research suggests, oh boy, neonicotinoids are especially so. Sorry, I know I'm butchering that one, guys. Learn about and use integrated pest management as an alternative for protecting your garden. So integrated pest management. Google that. I love it. Your yard is overgrown. You know what? Your yard is probably one of the most healthy. I'll tell you guys, when we really start to look at plant, and I love over at the Native Prince Crystal Healing family, that's our brother Paige next door, I want to say, right? Our brother next door. Over there, we have another sister who's starting to share about plant medicine. She's like, it's so awesome to see. And it is so many of these things that we have just disregarded or set aside as not that meaningful have so much use for us. Cinnamon and pepper. Nice. I love cinnamon. I got my little herbs going out there this year, and I'm slowly adding. I'm learning. I'm starting to learn. This is all new to me as far as growing and learning it myself, right? I understand now the benefits to it. Like, for instance, mullein, right? I have a beautiful mullein going out there. That is one of the most, when I had the experience with the mullein tea as an expectorant of clearing up the chest and helping to get rid of the chest cold that I had going, you guys, that thing was like magic. And it's growing everywhere all over the world. It's like a weed. Everyone chops it down, thinks it's just a weed. So anyway, I get sidetracked on these things. Sorry, I won't do that. So I will share these. Like I said, I'll go on and share these websites for you guys so that you can go on and get more information for yourself. I don't want to get too much. I just wanted to share that one paper with really that good information on how we can support, right? And with that, like I said, I wanted to kind of tie together the art of tithing, right? Because tithing is our way of gifting to great spirits in all forms. It's our way of understanding that everything everything on this planet belongs to Great Spirit, right? And is a gift. All life is a gift. And anytime it's paying it forward. It's taking it through us and paying forward. And so what a beautiful way to tie back to Mother Earth for providing for us, right? Without nourishment that she provides for us, we're toast. So it's our job, really, right? It is our job, in my opinion. It's part of our life purpose to be here and be the stewards of this and to care for this and to love and honor and work with instead of against. And so when we talk about ways to tithe, what a beautiful way. One, to tithe your energy, your time. Maybe, I mean, even when we look at it, right? Sometimes it is about our money, tithing our money to the sense that, it would be cheaper to just wipe out and do this or do this easier. It takes a little more work and energy, right? But it's worth it, us tithing these things in. Like, right? It's cheaper to go get pesticides and kill off and do that rather than take the energy and the time to X, Y, and Z. The other issue is that pesticides go into our soil and our water system and are not safe for others either. It isn't just about your property. It goes far beyond the contaminants and all of the area around us. States like Oregon, we have so much rain that drives the pesticides faster into our water and soil. Absolutely, Todd. Thank you. Yes, right? 100-fold. That is the biggest yes. That's the thing, right? Again, you think you're just doing it to your area, but we're one. We're one. We are one. What you do to yourself, you're doing to all of us when it comes to these things, right? 100-fold. So, tithing, our life purpose. So, taking the time to put in, right? Putting in the time, the energy, allowing your yard to get overgrown and know that this and this and this is happening, right? This is important for us to do. It's just very important. So I'm excited to share this with you guys. I'm excited to hear what you do with it. Go get some plants going. I love that late and early, multiple colors, get lots of letting just nature even, those things that we think are weeds, go find out what they are, see what their purpose is. Pay attention to the insects around you in your yard and the things around. How can you help to support them? How can you work with them? I challenge you. It's a challenge if you're up to that kind of thing. So, all right, guys, we're going to move on now. Talking about nourishing ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. I also wanted to share about tithing with that. Mondays we do go into tithing, and I'll talk more about it on Monday with you guys as well. But when it comes to my financial tithing, I will tell you guys, I will be financing this week. This week's tithing for me will be going to Pacifica. Why will my monetary tithing be going to Pacifica? Because that is a place where I went to this week and I was spiritually nourished. I was spiritually fed. I was educated. I got to walk around and enjoy. I got to absorb the energy. I got to interact with the plants. I was nourished. And I recognize I was nourished, right? And so therefore, I'm going to pay my tithing, the cash tithing, and my time. I'm doing time by educating. I'm sharing with others. I'm going to go out in my yard and do these suggestions that I had. And I'm also going to give my cash donation there because I know that that's a place where, again, Spirit fed me through there. And I'm gifting to Spirit in that gifting back, right? Now, they have lots of programs over there. They got tons of programs. Now, I could gift and say, well, I want it only to go to the children's. I'm going to gift here because I was spiritually fed, but I want to say that it only goes here and here and here, right? But that's not really my job to say. That's not up to me. It's up to Spirit to know where it goes. I know Spirit knows where it's going. I know I get to be the conduit. I got to come and enjoy it. I just gift it to that space, place, and time, and I leave it there. It's up to Spirit. It might go to the kids. It might go to the butterflies. It might go to all of it. I don't know. Not up to me. Not my choice, right? So that's, and I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to do it. Now, will that be my tithing every week now from here on out? Well, if I went out there every week and I'm enjoying it and I'm getting fed from there every week, then yes. But chances are it won't be my every week because I won't be out there every week because, right, it's about where you're spiritually being fed and staying in the now, here, and actively being fed. That's what we focus on here, the nourishment. We need to be being nourished in all forms, right? So I just wanted to share a little with that, just to give us a little food for thought on that. Think about that. You know, we're going to talk more about tithing on Monday. I feel another challenge coming on. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but yeah. So we're at almost half hour in, and we're going to move on now to our food for thought. Here we focus on mind, body, and spirit. We nourished ourselves kind of looking at our physical everything with the plants today. I'm learning where all my buttons are here. So now let's move into our food for thoughts. Our mind. We nourish. We nourished our bodies. Talked about how we're going to keep nourishing our bodies, supporting the earth and those pollinators. I keep wanting to call them predators. I don't know why. Because they got the stingers on them and they look like predators, but they're pollinators. They're our friends, right? I have a dog that's leaving. You know, even those things have their purpose in place, right? Although I get it, those are things we don't want to necessarily just leave laying around in our yard. But I watched an interesting thing on fungus last night too. That's a pretty cool one with the switching around and watching things go and come, and yeah, very interesting. So, all right, guys, food for thought. We're gonna move into that portion where we. I like to share with you guys part of my spiritual practice daily is I read from the Science of Mind magazine. This is a guide for spiritual living. It is a monthly subscription. It's only $5. I highly recommend it, you guys. There's so many amazing articles in here. There is a what we share every day of the week. So if you want those weekend ones, we share Monday through Friday, but you might want the information on the weekends too because it's really good. At scienceofmind.com is where you can go to get your subscription. Like I said, it's only $5 a month. And it is like, talk about needing to be spiritually fed. This is a form of my spiritual nourishment on a daily basis. Okay. So I like to share that with you guys. There is always 2 quotes from 2 different philosopher mystics. And then there is a little food for thought from either one of the reverends or the practitioners. And then we have an affirmation that we share with each other. So, and today we're talking about our life purpose, right? We're switching from yesterday to today. So it's amazing how it's always kind of, not even kind of, it's amazing how the universe is always divinely conspiring to bring us a message if we're open to receiving. And it's always right on cue with what we're talking about divinely. So today's message is lean into it. When we sit down each day and do our work, power concentrates around us. We become like a magnetized rod that attracts iron fillings. Ideas come. And that is a quote from Stephen Pressfield. And our second quote today comes from Ernest Holmes out of The Science of Mind. As we come to realize that thoughts are things, we shall also see that different kinds of thoughts will produce different types of effects. This is why we mind our mind. This is why we go into this segment of our show, right? We talk about our mind, our thoughts, how powerful our thoughts are, how the unseen is creating the scene. Where our thoughts go, energy flows. We're powerful manifestors. Are you consciously doing that? So, I have certain areas in my life where I have a tendency to procrastinate. And perhaps you do too. I also have areas where I rarely, if ever, feel resistance or fall into the creative aversion cycle. You may have personal experience with this phenomenon. Suddenly, you remember 5, 6, or 20 things that you need your immediate and undivided attention just when you were about to do that thing that's been nagging at you. They are real things, and maybe they do need your attention. But then again, maybe not. What is true is that the things we put off doing can drain our energy and eat away at our joy. Imagine never again wrestling with resistance, waking up free from these little ghosts from the past. Most of us know how powerful the tendency of thought is. We are living the result now of a lifetime of thoughts. Holmes and other great thinkers thought that life is for us. There is nothing to fear. We are an integral part of a universal heart and mind. Since resistance is futile, consider allowing yourself to lean into those tasks with curiosity, wonder, and compassion. No judgment or reproof. Instead, a calm expectancy of good progress of some sort. Now that power that concentrates and the ideas that come will indeed be helpful and encouraging. The universe will knock itself out with ideas and resources. Try it. You might like it. I love the leaves around the border you are using with the curve in the background. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see what you're talking about. Yes, it does look like a waterfall, huh? I didn't do that on purpose, but see, ta-da. We're getting high tech around here. We're moving on up. All right, guys. So our affirmation for the day is today I focus my mind on good and more good and ever increasing good. That's a pretty simple one, huh? Today, for those in the back, let's repeat this. Ready? Today, I focus my mind on good and more good and ever increasing. What? Yeah, good. That's right. Every action has a reaction. Many times we fail to see this goes beyond just our life, but can impact others either way, now or held back, and only resurface down the road. Focus on only ourselves is stealing from the impact on others through our actions. It's all good. I love that, right, Todd? Absolutely. It's all good. It's all good. We're very powerful, right? Let's focus our thoughts on the good, on the good. And it's our life purpose, part of our life purpose, right? Part of our life purpose is coming in to this vessel and really learning this, understanding who you are, remembering who you are, seeing how powerful you are, co-creating. You know, we were given free will to come in here and co-create this experience through our process of thought, energy, learning how to use. Think about it. You know, when we were young, we learned how to walk, we learned how to use gravity. You know, we learn all of these laws around us that work. Now we start to understand these spiritual laws and how powerful we really are. Not only we understand the laws we physically can see, but when we start to understand the laws that maybe we can't physically see in the ways we've been taught, right? Every action has a reaction, but it's what's happening in here, right? First, is causing this out here. So it's pretty powerful stuff, man. Pretty powerful stuff. Okay, so we're going to move into our spirit portion. where today I was guided to the animal spirit deck to pull our card. Get up close there so you can see that. There has been tons of bucks. We just had the buck moon, not surprising, but here in Southern Oregon, I have seen several, like right in town. Oh, thank you, Miss Kelly Jones. You're so sweet. My calming voice. Now, that is not a compliment I normally get about my voice. I try, but I'm loud. I know I'm loud, but I don't know I'm loud, if that makes sense. Like, I hear other people say I'm loud. To me, I don't think I'm loud. But, so thank you. I do consciously try to keep my levels calming. So thank you for sharing that, because that means that my intention, see, my intention is working. I'm setting it. I'm shifting to that, because that is what I would like to create. Ta-da. Thank you for those follows, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Here we go. Let's see what the animals have for us today. I mean, we already got the bees and the bumblebees and the butterflies and the beetles coming out talking to us. Woohoo! And they're flying. Let's see what we got here. All right. First one we have coming in today is the fox spirit. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to share these guys a little more detail with you guys today, because it's Friday and this is all about the food for thought. And Spirit's always finding a way to give us some homework, right? That's the way Fridays work. We have 2 days that we won't be hanging out with each other here. And so Spirit's like, here, take this, nibble on it. Here's a little info you can take home. And the homework that Spirit gives us is always a get to. It's a get to. We don't have to. Doesn't affect Spirit either way. It affects our experience, doesn't affect Spirit. So it's up to us. Spirit allows us that free will choice. But if we're so willing to accept this information, to embrace it, take it into our hearts, do the homework, we might find some shifts. Shift happens, right? I love it. I feel very grounded today as well. Is something in the air? We had a major thunderstorm last night, you guys, and lightning around me, and that's my jam. I'm on fire. So I'm the person that doesn't like. I got grounded with it. It grounded me literally. Like I got grounded, like bam, and it was great. I love it. So, fox spirit. Be alert for now, for fox spirit has appeared, and you are meant to move swiftly. Let this clever spirit draw out your creativity as you adjust to rapidly changing circumstances with resilience, grace, and astuteness. Fox spirit helps you to think on your feet, using your best judgment and wits to help you slip into a more adventurous situation. Now is not the time to hesitate, but a time for swift action of the mind, and a time to think outside of the box. And notice that many ways in which you might make a move, aware of your surroundings and always clear on what you deserve and wish to co-create. Trust that the cleverness guided by fox spirit will serve you well. Next card is the groundhog. So think fast. It's time to, that's an action, right? We're coming into Friday. This is an action card. It's time to take action. It's time to think on your feet. It's time to tap into that heart and that intuition. Pay attention to these signs. Groundhogs. Endings lead to beginnings, and death is a part of life. So Groundhog Spirit is here to let you know that it is time to accept the natural ending of something that is no longer serving you. We love to hold on to what is familiar, but the new needs space to arrive so growth can occur. When Groundhog Spirit appears, it is a sign that there is something in your present situation that you need to let go of so that something new can be born. Something that will far better serve you than now. When the groundhog sees his shadow, he retreats to his den. So too might you yearn for a little more time to say goodbye and transition into the new. However, change is coming and it is good. So let go of your resistance. Spring brings many blessings, and what must die will always be reborn in a new form that will be right for you. Life requires change and detachment. Say farewell to whatever once served you and get ready for something amazing to take its place. Spirit is already sending it your way. There's that fox, right? Time to act. There's that now. Now's the time. Now is the time. And last but not least, 41, the nightingale spirit, right? We're talking about the winged creatures, the pollinators. Here's nightingale, the bird. Love is all around you. So again, some of these things we might not want to be letting go of. We might be dragging our feet, but it's time to let go. Just let it go. Something new. This is how we make room. We got to let go of the junk so that we can make room for the new. This is important because love is all around you. In the darkness of night, Nightingale Spirit sings her song of love and hope, of dawn to remind you that the sun will rise again. You are loved, and the illumination song of the Nightingale Spirit calls you to a new level of self-awareness and connection with the light. Yes, there is shadow and darkness, but love and prosperity exist everywhere, even in the seeming emptiness of space, darkness, and the starless night. Hearken to the message, letting the music of the nightingale's song remind you that love is all around. Feel it and trust it in tomorrow's light, renewing your ability to recognize that the spaces that appear empty are filled with love and abundance. Illumination will happen soon. That's right. We got to let it go. Time to act so that we can connect with the prosperity that already exists. What we focus on here, connecting to our prosperity, right? It's already there. We're not co-creating our prosperity. It exists. It is waiting for us, sitting there waiting for us. What we are creating is our connection to it. We're creating that connection to it by doing this work, clearing this space, letting go of the things that are not serving us and not judging it, right? I love that it brought up in the groundhog, right? These things may have served us previously. We thank it. Thank you for serving me, but no more. You don't serve me now. Now I'm elevating. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad thing, person, place, or thing even. It doesn't, there is no good or bad. It means thank you for your service. I get to elevate now. I'm moving up. Just moving up. Right? I love it, Miss Kelly Jones. Bam. She says, that just answered what was weighing me down and having a second, okay, down. Having a second funeral for my uncle today, burying his urn. I was totally confused on why the second funeral. Thank you, Great Spirit, for helping. Oh, girl. That just hit like, wow. I love that. I love. Do you see how the universe is divinely conspiring just for you? Just for you, just for me, because we all have that level of something that we needed to let go of that's going to relate to us, right? On our own specific level, but across the board, that same message. It's I got those God bumps like crazy. That's so beautiful that you recognize and got your answer. I want to share. I thought it was such a great. There was a lady, a TikTok. I love TikTok. I'm such addicted to the TikTokers. I love TikTok. But there's a gal on TikTok that shared that her son was asking her about the dry. Sorry, let me move Miss Kitty. She's trying to get my fruits, and she can't have my fruit. Nope. About the car, when you put it in drive, reverse, so the DR in, 1, 2, 3, that. What does that mean, And she's like, oh, well, the drive and the reverse and the this. And the little boy's like, but why would anybody want to go backwards? Why would you want to go backwards? And the mom's response was, well, sometimes you have to go backwards in order to go forwards. And she was like, and then all of a sudden, Spirit was like, bam, hello. And it makes sense, right? Sometimes we just got to go backwards to let those things go. We got to redo sometimes a little bit to have that closure, and then to be able to go forward. Sounds kind of like that situation, Miss Kelly, to me, little, right? So lots of love and light to you, beautiful, as you honor your uncle and say your goodbyes, your farewells. I'd like to say, the farewells. I know that our energy never dies. It's impossible. But with that said, even though that life and that energy always will go on, we will never be us again. This is a one as far as this vessel, right? Being able to come in and be in this DNA, this vessel, this body, this exact replica. There will never be another exactly the same because we're one of a kind. Even if we come back and we reincarnate, we incarnate again when we keep incarnating. Our soul, that's the same, right? But the experience is always a little different because of our DNA, because of our makeup, because of the things we put together, this little piece. So it never will be the same. And that's where the honoring of that life and to me, I always look at it's interesting the way Spirit presents it to me is our life. Each one of our lives is like a thread in this big fabric where we are creating this giant quilt, almost is how it looks to me. It's a big fabric in the universe. It's just a big picture of history. And each one of us is a thread. And our life, every one of us, our lifetime in that lifetime is like it's a thread that goes into this big picture. And when you looked at if you were to look at just the thread, you wouldn't be able to really see that it's anything, right? But then all of a sudden, when you look at that thread with all the billions of other threads, you now have this big tapestry. You can see the picture clearly. And that's what this life, our life purpose, right? That's why when we come into this vessel and we have these passions and these things, well, these are put into us so that we do vibrate and create a certain pattern in our life so that we have a certain experience, and we're weaving that fabric, that picture through Spirit. Spirit is used. We're the vessel. We're now the conduit of Spirit, creating the fabric of the universe. That makes sense, hopefully. So, okay, that was a sidetrack note there. I am very grounded, but I'm grounded. Just there's a lot happening. A lot happening up here too. So I'm supporting it with my blueberries and I'm supporting with my oranges today. So supporting that throat chakra, third eye, and my sacral. All right, guys, that's it for today. That's all I got. I'm wrapping it up. Like I said, we're on Friday, so I will be back on Monday morning where we share about the spiritual law of tithing. Pull the threads and watch it unravel, right? Yeah, and we definitely can do that too. Whoop, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I love hanging out with you guys. Thank you guys all so much for being here with me each morning. Thank you for liking, sharing, following, inviting your friends, letting people know. The more that we can reach out, it is my goal. It's my life purpose to be positive energy. That's me. I've come to accept it. I've been that my whole life. I am a positive person. I transmute energy from negative to positive, and it's my thrill. It's my greatest thing. I get my jollies out of helping people that are maybe not or even are, I don't know, but just to transmute their energy from a positive or from a negative into a positive. It's my goal to have that space where people can come plug in, and you guys liking, sharing, following, and being here and sharing your love and light helps that to expand. And I'm honored and grateful for each and every one of you being here. Thank you. Thank you for the rose, Peach. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you guys have a beautiful, amazing weekend. I will be back this afternoon on TikTok. That's my jam platform for a lot of things now. I really like it because I can hop on there and be available to do readings while I'm in the office. On Fridays an office day. So it opens it up to many people. So if you want to come over and check me out on TikTok, like and follow me on the TikTok too. TikTok, YouTube, and TikTokers over on Facebook. Come over and join the page over on Facebook and also subscribe on YouTube. You'll get notified across the board when I am live that way. Over on Facebook is where my services are all listed. I don't have a website up going yet. I've been using Facebook up to now. But it is where my services are listed, or you can contact me through there, or you can contact me here on TikTok. In my bio, there's also a list of just two limited services I have through there that I was able to put on there, but you can check that out. And I think that's it. That's a wrap. Much love and light. I will probably pop up on the weekend. I know you're on TikTok too, right, Kelly? I'm pretty sure I see you over there. And I probably will pop up on, I'm working on some evening shows for Facebook. Let's just put it that way. Definitely going to be teaching an essential oils class on Tuesday nights over on the Facebook page. So TikTok, make sure you like and follow over there if you're interested in that, because I won't be able to share that on the TikTok because there's a PowerPoint with it. And so far, the only way I know how to do that would be sharing it on the Facebook and the YouTube channel. So come and subscribe like the YouTube, or join me on Facebook and you can participate in that. We're going to talk about essential oils 101. We're going to get into how they're made, how to really tell what a good quality. Again, when we talk about quality and the importance of helping to support Mama Earth, I'm all about Young Living, and I use them because they are conscious of what they do, how they do it, and their stuff is just off the hook as far as their testing, the way they treat the earth. They don't use the junk, and their education and helping others to figure that out too. It's my company, it's my jam. I believe in them 100-fold, and the education that's available about essential oils is amazing. So join us and learn more about that on Tuesday. Okay. All right. Now I'm wrapping it up. Love and light to you guys. I will see you Monday for sure. Have a beautiful, amazing